Well, it was a bitter, cold Martin Luther King Jr. Day, that is for sure. Temperatures today only topped off in the teens, if not the low 20s for most, and we've still got a very cold night. Temperatures should remain well below freezing tonight. So be careful. We did have a little snow in spots. We had anywhere from a dusting in some areas up to a couple of inches at some of those high spots. So with temperatures this low, you want to be careful rather, still on the road because it is cold, and you could have some spots where some slick spots can't be ruled out, especially in the shade. But luckily, we haven't had that much snow, and we're still not going to see anything really significant in terms of wintry precipitation tonight. We do still have some blues trying to show up on the radar. At least some flurries will be flying around, especially along our western slopes overnight tonight, but they shouldn't amount to much. At max, another coating or dusting or so overnight tonight, but most will just see some clouds, and we're going to stay very cold. The good news is, though, the wind has certainly calmed down gradually over the weekend. We were gusty yesterday and early this morning. We had those low wind chills, but with calmer winds, lighter winds, as we head into Tuesday, the wind chills tonight won't be quite as brutal, but it's cold enough. Again, well below freezing. Most of us are sitting in the teens and 20s still, and we're going to hold for most places in the teens through early tomorrow morning. Could have still some single digits pop up. Now, we're going to be pretty cold tomorrow, too, kind of like today, but milder temperatures do start to come in by mid to late week. But we do get a little chilly again toward the weekend, and we could get wet. Could have some rain, possibly some snow show up by Friday night into Saturday. So that's at a long, glance. That's something we'll be tracking the rest of the week. But pretty quiet, just cold for a while. Temperatures tonight, most of us, again, bottoming out in the teens. We're going to see a lot of those clouds kind of hanging around, especially along and west of I-77, where we've got that northwesterly flow, carries moisture up the mountains there. Otherwise, though, partly cloudy. It's just going to be a cold go of it walking out the door tomorrow morning. Highs tomorrow, warmer than today, but still chilly. Upper 20s, low 30s at best, but some good sunshine. And tomorrow night, we're going to be clear and cold yet again. Another night in the teens, if not the low 20s. Now, high pressure is in control. It's getting to be in control anyway. Out ahead of this high pressure system, we've got that northerly wind. That's why we're cold as we've started the week. But gradually, high pressure is going to move overhead tomorrow and then offshore into the weekend. That opens up the door for slightly milder air, but also some moisture to come in. So again, Friday night into Saturday, that looks to be our next chance of precipitation. Mainly rain to start, but as we head into Saturday, you can see where temperatures start to cool down again. Couldn't have enough cold air for some snow, especially Saturday into Sunday. Still not looking like a big one, but definitely could get slick at some point during the weekend. We've got a lot of time to iron out that forecast. Again, overnight tonight, most of us cold again, teens, but not as windy. And tomorrow, upper 20s, low 30s, mild late week with some drier weather. And then we got that messy weekend we'll have to keep an eye on. Well, hey, it is Meteorology Monday. Everybody knows what a rainbow is for the most part, right? A very colorful spectrum of light. It forms over our heads during or after rainfall. However, there are many other spectrums of light that we actually can see in meteorology. Meteorologist Brandon Lawson breaks them all down for you in this edition of Meteorology Monday.
Hello, I'm meteorologist Brandon Lawson. Let's go and take a look at your edition of Meteorology Monday this week. It's a really cool edition. We're going to dive into a little bit of physical meteorology on this edition of Meteorology Monday. So last week, I took this photo and I posted it on my social media page. It's right behind me here. And a lot of folks thought that this little area of color in here was a rainbow, but it actually was not a rainbow. It actually wasn't raining at all last Friday. It was what we call a partial halo over our area. So let's go and talk about this edition of Meteorology Monday. We have all kinds of colorful stuff in the weather world that we see. We see arcs, we see halos, we see rainbows, sundogs, but what are they? Look at all those colorful pictures there. First, let's talk about halos. Halos are a ring of light that really form around both the sun and the moon, and they form due to light that refracts off of ice crystals. Now, refraction of light is basically just bending a light, and what ends up happening is when you form these halos, they really form around high thin cirrus clouds because that's where the ice crystals are. And we also have tangent arcs, which are another type of halo, but they form above and below the sun or the moon. Now, they're similar to halos. They need the ice crystals in order to form, which means they need those thin cirrus clouds. But you can see that little U shape above that temple there. That's that tangent arc that is forming over that halo and forming just over the sun there. And we also have sundogs. These are my favorite ones. They're so colorful, and they form right in the thin cirrus clouds. It looks beautiful. These are colored spots of light that basically form due to refraction of light through ice crystals. Now, these form also due to thin cirrus clouds, but you see that red area there? That means that the sun is on the right side. The red area is the innermost color to the sun. So that's a really cool thing about sundogs. And last but not least, rainbows. Rainbows form due to reflection, refraction, and dispersion of light through water droplets. So that's why they need rain, because they need water droplets in order to form and result in that spectrum of light. When you put this whole picture together, look at this cool image here. You've got the tangent arc, you got the halo, the sundog, all of it together there in one photo. Such a beautiful photo there to end this edition of Meteorology Monday. That's going to do it for this edition of Meteorology Monday. Hope you enjoyed. We're going to send things back to you.
All right, beautiful photo indeed. It looked like an eyeball almost in the middle.
Pretty neat stuff.
It looks cool though. Learned something new.
Well, coming up, West Virginia hangs around in the latest AP poll.